guys, I wanted to film a video that didn't require me to put makeup on because that's a very it's a very stressful, anxiety-inducing thing for me since I'm new at this YouTube thing. So I just thought I would make a quick little video here ranking my Natasha Denona mini palettes. I thought that would be I could rank all of my Natasha palettes, but one, that would take a lot longer today to do, and two, I really thought it would be a good idea to just rank the minis because a lot of people don't really want to spend $129 for a palette, which is understandable. So I thought that ranking the minis would maybe help give you an idea of where to start out with the brand if you've never tried Natasha before. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that Natasha Denona is one of my favorite brands. However, I will say, especially for being such a favorite of mine, I will say that she is highly inconsistent, yet she still has my favor, which there's other brands that I'm not so lenient with. So my reason for that is because when she gets it right, she knocks it out of the park. So that's pretty much my main reason. My other reason is it does seem to me that when a palette maybe isn't like up to par, it seems to me that she's kind of messing with formulas and trying to create something new for us to enjoy, and maybe they should go through focus groups a little bit more before they release them to the public, but it just seems like she is trying. So it doesn't seem to me that it's like, oh, she's switching to cheaper ingredients or something like that to save her brand a few bucks. It just seems to me that she is trying for perfection, and I think she nails it like a lot. So I guess I can forgive those times that she doesn't quite nail. So there is one mini palette of hers, I think it's just one, that I do not own, and the reason I don't own it is because I own the big version and the colors are the same and the formula is the same, so I really thought, what's the point in owning the mini? So I'm going to rank that one anyway as if I own it, because technically I do, because I own the big version with the same 5 shades in it. So to start off, number 8 and my least favorite Natasha Denona palette is the Mini Tropic palette. I didn't bring my big Tropic out here, so I'm going to insert a photo up here, but the shadows are just very, very underperforming, even for Natasha's underperforming shadows. They are bad quality. I will go so far as to say that it's the colorful shimmer metallic shades, they develop, like the blue and the green, they develop hard pan almost immediately and are impossible to pick up with your finger, with brushes, with anything other than scraping the color out with maybe like a spoolie brush or something like that. So that one, I would really say, even if you love the colors, you might want to skip that one. And if you decide to get that one anyway, please don't judge the entire brand off of your experience on that palette, because I don't think that it showcases her products to what you can usually expect, or even most of the time expect from her products. Okay, so moving on, number 7, and I'm still gonna say that this one is not that great a quality of a palette, but it is much more usable than the shades in the Mini Tropic. So it was disappointing to me because I really do love warm shadows, so this palette was kind of speaking to me, you know? I mean, they are gorgeous colors and it kind of has everything you would need in one palette, so it was exciting to look at. This palette is all new shades that do not exist in the large Sunset palette, so that excited me too, because I do have the large Sunset, so I kind of, actually this might have been before I had the large Sunset, I think it was. But even so, it's kind of an exciting prospect to have a mini version of a larger palette that does contain shades that are not in the large palette, so that you can use it in conjunction with that large palette and maybe getting a little bit more out of it, because the large Sunset doesn't have a ton of like transition shades. But anyway, so this one is another one that I would probably say skip this one. Kind of, yeah. The next one, number 6, the Mini Lila palette. I hate to say it, but this is another one that the quality just was not the same. After this one, everything starts to get a little bit better, and it's a little bit more ranking out of, you know, just personal preference, maybe shade preferences, kind of, a little bit. Even with glitter primer, which I wear pretty much with every metallic and shimmery shade in the world, even with that, this will crease on me really bad. Bad enough that it makes you self-conscious when you see yourself in the mirror if you've gone out, because you're like, oh wow, my makeup is a train wreck. So for that reason, skip that one too. Okay, moving on to the next one is the Mini Star palette, which looks like this. This one is sort of middle of the road. I don't think that this is necessarily bad, but it really also is not as good as Natasha can be. So I don't strongly dislike this one. It's just when I want to reach for a Natasha palette, this is not usually the one that I will reach for. Although you can really make some beautiful looks with this palette, and this one's not impossible to work with, and I didn't have like that major creasing issue with this one that I had with the Mini Lila. But these shades are also all existing shades that are in the large Star palette. So if you have that, or if you have your eye on that, you maybe want to skip this one and just go big or go home. So yeah, so this one isn't awful, but it's not great either. Number 4, so the Mini Gold palette is so beautiful, and if you like green eyeshadow, this definitely registers green on the eye, even more so than the large gold palette. Well, it's a standalone palette. You have everything that you need to create a look with this palette alone. Centric looks, or green centric, sorry. This one is definitely one of my top favorites. The formula is great. I haven't had any, I'm gonna try to stop moving it because I'm like blinding you every time I do, but I haven't had any like awful experiences with this palette. Only good. So I would say that this is number 4, and one that I definitely recommend. So yeah, if you have your eye on that one, go for it. Or the top 3, I have to say, are somewhat interchangeable for me. Like I could really, like, it just depends on the day of which one is going to be, because the formula is just top notch in all 3 of these. And so number 3, we're gonna say today, at least, is the Mini Nude palette. Now this palette does run more warm, but it is like neutral shades. They're wearable for work shades. There's nothing over the top. There's nothing crazy going on here. There's, you know, golds and champagnes and coppers. Let's see, I'll swatch. There's some beautiful shine there. Try to show that where, okay. The Mini Nude palette is one of my top favorites of the Mini Natasha palettes. So, all right, number 2 today, with that little disclaimer that, you know, depending what day of the week it is, it could. So number 2 I have right now as Mini Retro palette. I think I saw that this one is limited edition, so I would say that if you can get your hands on this one before it's gone, if there is a chance that this is going away, I would say pick it up. This one is unique shades. This palette is amazing. Was not prepared for how much I was going to enjoy this palette. I really wasn't. You can totally do daytime looks, you can do nighttime looks with it, and the colors just totally floored me because it's just such a different color scheme. For that reason, right now, this is the one that I'm ranking as number 2, but honestly, if you ask me tomorrow, I could say this is my number 1. So it's really just a moving target that I can't stop. So number 1, and the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today, you can probably guess, is the Mini Glam. The Mini Glam is another like neutral, wearable, perfect for work type of palette. But I mean, you can totally see you can go full glam with it, because I did. So this one is, I mean, it runs cooler toned. I'm sorry that I'm not like the best swatcher here. And then the last shade. So this one is my favorite and the one that I'm wearing right now. And anyway, yeah, I would say that if you have your eye on a Natasha mini palette and you don't know where to start, any of these 4 are really fantastic. They do show you what Natasha shadows can be when they're at their best. So I would say that these are the ones that like will make you drink the Kool-Aid, and then these ones and Tropic will make you say, why does everybody like Natasha Denona? So I would stay away from those ones and just get Mini Glam, Mini Gold, Mini Nude, or Mini Retro, or like me and just get all of them. Anyway, so that is basically it. I am going to end this video, but I will in the future do a full Natasha ranking. I just thought it would be really good for both of us, for me and you, if I just started with the minis, because I didn't really want to film a super long video, and I just want to get the practice out there of making the videos and posting them, editing them, posting them, doing all of that kind of stuff. So I thought it would just be, you know, good practice. So that's why I did it. And I also thought that it was good information for anybody who has not tried Natasha. So that's my opinion of where you should start. You don't have to take my word for it, but that's just what I believe with my longtime love of the brand, and I have almost every eyeshadow palette that she makes. So I think that I have a pretty good idea of what she offers. And I would say with, anyway, I'm not going to say the same sentence again because you've already heard me say it. So right now I'm just going to say goodbye, and I hope you had a great day, and I will see you soon. I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.